Congratulations, Kathy! I heard that your house is finally built. They said it's a cute and stylish house.
Thank you very much.
And it seems quite spacious too. Frank told me it has many rooms.
Not so many. We just have a room for the kids for future use. And also, we added a spacious guest room for when our parents come to stay over.
Oh, it's spacious enough. And it's so sweet that you've thought about your parents coming over. Then there will be enough room for me to stay when I come to visit, right?
Yes, that's right. Please come visit us when you get settled.
I can't wait for that to happen. I've decided to have the baby at your place.
Excuse me?
It's a spacious and stylish house. I'm sure we'll be very comfortable. Okay, well, I'm gonna pack up my stuff and go stay with you guys. I'll be staying with you for a while.
Wait a minute. What are you suddenly saying?
I'm sorry. Come to think of it, I never told you I was pregnant. Actually, I'm in my 8th month of pregnancy.
What? Your belly is that big already?
Yes, it is. So don't you think it's time to go back home?
Then why don't you go back with your parents? I don't think it has to be at our house.
I'd love to go home to a beautiful new house. You know my parents' house is overflowing with stuff. I can't have a baby there.
Your mother and her family collect a lot of things as a hobby. It's true that it might be unsafe to go back to that house.
Right? That's why I like to go back home to my brother and sister-in-law's newly built house.
By the way, how long do you plan to stay at our house?
For now, I think I'll stay with you for a year after the baby is born.
For a year?
Kathy, you probably don't know this yet, but childbirth is very hard. It's said that postpartum motherhood is just like being in a car accident. There's no way that a post-accident level body like that can recover in a few months. That's why I want to take it easy and rest for at least a year.
I understand how you feel, but a year is a bit too long for us. We are also both working, so we can't support you actively, Samantha. Can I discuss this with Frank?
Of course, that's totally fine. But Frank has already given me permission to stay with you guys.
What? Really?
Well, of course. Frank has always been a loving brother who cares for his sister. Well then, good luck with the discussion. I'll get ready to visit you back in my hometown.
What the heck, Frank? Did you know about Samantha's pregnancy? And to agree to have her stay at our place without my permission? This is terrible.
What's terrible about it? There's no reason to refuse, right?
It's not normal to stay at your brother's new house for a year. Please think about my feelings for a moment.
We have extra room. Why should it be a problem?
That's not the point. You know I'm working remotely full-time this year, right? I can't have strangers in my house 24/7. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to refuse.
Don't be silly. What a heartless woman you are. My sister isn't a stranger. She's family. She is your sister-in-law too, so why don't you help her?
It's not that I'm heartless or anything. In fact, it's just impossible. We both work. Even if she had a baby at our home, we wouldn't be able to support her. Then why wouldn't she go back home and stay with your own mother, who has experience raising a child? She's a housewife. She's got the time and energy.
I told you, she can't stay at our parents' house because there's too much stuff there.
Besides, in a way, this is an opportunity. You can learn about childbirth and parenting for the future. For your sake, let's accept her.
Huh? For my sake?
We got married, bought a house, and now we want to have a baby, right? But raising a child is hard enough as it is. I think it's a good opportunity to learn and experience things beforehand. If you help out my sister, raising kids in the future will be a piece of cake.
I know a lot can be learned, but you're the one who's gonna actively help her out, Frank. Why should I do it?
What? I have to help her?
Let's say we accept her to stay with us to raise the baby. Even so, it's your role as her younger brother to support Samantha, Frank. Don't try to force me to do it for some random reason.
You've got to be kidding me. Why do I, a man, have to do it?
If you help out, raising kids in the future will be a piece of cake, right? Then why don't you do it for the day you become a dad?
Raising kids is a mother's job. I'm the one who has to earn money and support the family financially.
In other words, even if I accept Samantha's day, you're not going to help her in any way, right? Well then, fine. If it comes to this, I'll need some money in exchange for accepting your sister.
What? Money?
At this point, the discussion is going nowhere, so I'll give in and accept Samantha to live in our house. But in exchange, I want to at least receive compensation worth the burden I bear.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never heard of compensation for such a thing.
But if you aren't going to do anything, I'm going to have to help her out a lot. Besides, even though she's my sister-in-law, living with her for a year is a lot to take in. It's too much of a burden for me. I can't do it without receiving a reward.
You're not only heartless, you're also a very greedy wife. Then I'll pay the money on her behalf. How about $1,000 a month for the mortgage on this house? We were going to split it between us, but I'll pay for everything while she's here.
Well, that's fine. But wow, to go such lengths to help out Samantha.
We've always been close to each other as sister and brother. We're not heartless like you. Besides, it seems like my sister has her own reasons. You have to help out your own family, right?
What do you mean, own reasons?
Well, a lot has happened to her. Anyway, I guess that solved the problem of my sister coming here. I'll let her know that I got permission from you.
I've taken all of your stuff out of the house, Kathy. Just take your things and get out of here. I've decided to live in this house with my brother starting today. What? Samantha? I love this house. It's even nicer than I imagined. Besides, I looked into it, and there's a lot of daycare centers and parks around here. I'm thinking of moving to this town. So, we'll keep this house from this day forward.
I have no idea what you mean. I'm glad you like the house we worked so hard on, but how can you get that idea of taking it for yourself starting today? If you like this town, why don't you and your husband buy a house here?
Oh, didn't I tell you? I'm already divorced from my husband.
Oh, really?
Actually, the baby in my belly is the child of the guy I had an affair with. My husband found out about the affair when I got pregnant, and we got divorced. My baby's father is aware of it, so no worries. He's paying me child support, and I'm going to raise the child on my own.
Wow, seriously? I've never heard any of this.
I've been telling Frank about it. Maybe he was being considerate and didn't tell you.
What?
Well, that's why I'm going to be a single mom. I had to find a place to live while I was here, so I've been thinking about it, but as soon as I came to your house, I was like, why don't I just make this my house?
This is unbelievable.
But Frank said I can make this my house too. He said he's paying the entire mortgage on this house, so since it's his house, I could do whatever I wanted.
Huh?
That's my loving brother. He's always been so kind to his sister.
Stop kidding around. I accepted you because it was for a year, and now you're telling me you're going to stay here forever? Furthermore, you're trying to kick me out of my house? I can't agree to that.
I'm sorry, but I don't care what you think. I've already filed your divorce papers. Now you're a stranger to Frank. This is Frank's house. It's only natural that a stranger who isn't family should be kicked out.
Huh? You filed for our divorce?
Frank told me that you've been refusing to let me stay at your home for a while. Normally, if your sister-in-law is in trouble, you should offer support. You, Kathy, should have invited me to your place on your own. And not to mention, you were going to ask for money too, I heard. I didn't think you were that heartless, Kathy. That's why I took the plunge and filed divorce papers for the two of you.
I don't understand what you mean by that's why. Why would you demand that we get divorced?
Because I can go back to my hometown in peace if things continue like this. I'm still getting a bad vibe from you. Maybe you'll harass me to get rid of us as soon as possible. If anything, you might even harm the newborn child. So I thought I had no choice but to get you divorced and kick you out.
No way. You can't just file for other people's divorce on such grounds.
Now I can go back to my hometown in peace and continue to live there. Besides, maybe next time I'll meet a kind and gentle wife to match my cute little brother. 3 birds with 1 stone. So goodbye to the heartless, stingy wife. From now on, my brother and I will live in this new house together. I filed for divorce, so get out of my way. Then I'll sell the house. I have given up and have nothing more to say. I'm going to the real estate agent. Well then, bye. Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean? This house is my brother Frank's house, so his wife has no right to sell it. Especially you, who's now divorced and became a stranger to the family. You seem to have misunderstood something, so let me tell you this. The new house you're in now is my house, not Frank's. I bought it with a mortgage in my name. What? In other words, as the owner of the house, I even have the right to sell it. It's less than a year old. I hope I can sell it for a reasonable price. Don't be ridiculous. This is definitely my brother Frank's house, because Frank said so. He said he paid the whole mortgage the other day. It's not fair that Frank pays for it when it's in your name. It's not ridiculous. Frank asked me to let him do that. The original plan was for us to split the mortgage of $1,000 a month between us, but while you're staying with us, Frank agreed to pay the whole amount. I see. I discussed it with Frank. I told him that if he wants me to help you out with taking care of the baby, he would need to give me a good reward. Then, the sister carrying Frank said, "Okay, I'll pay for the whole loan, so everything should be fine." Really? But I still think this is absurd. I mean, most people make their husbands the owner of the house. So why is it that you, Kathy, became the owner of the house? Can you ask him for more details? I like to go to a real estate agent now. What? I'm leaving work early today and going to the real estate office to discuss the sale. Well then, excuse me for now. Ask Frank if you have any more questions.
I'm sorry for my sister's reckless actions, Kathy. I've explained everything about the house to her. That the house is in your name, not mine. And that with my low salary, I couldn't get approved for a mortgage. I explained to her that I had no choice but to ask you to take out the mortgage. So don't tell me you're selling the house.
No, I'm selling it. That house is too big to live alone after the divorce.
You don't have to think about what happens after the divorce. I'm leaving work early now. I'll explain the situation to the authorities. I'll get them to withdraw the divorce papers somehow.
Don't do anything unnecessary. I'm fine with the divorce. I don't want to be married to you anymore. Let it be.
What? Are you saying that you're fine with divorce? We just built a house. We were talking about having kids in the future, weren't we?
Until the other day. But I don't want children with you anymore. That's why I was glad when Samantha was able to file our divorce papers.
What?
I was fed up with you when you asked me to let Samantha stay at our home. Even though I, your wife, didn't approve of it, you never cared about my feelings. And on top of that, you said it would be a good opportunity to practice raising a child. I was so disgusted that my love for you cooled off.
Oh no!
What was most unforgivable was that you just refused to help out. When you said that it's not a man's job to take care of a child, I was stunned. I bet you would have said that even if you had a child with me. I thought to myself, raising a child with this man will be hell. That's why I don't want to have kids with you anymore.
Well then, I swear I'll do my best to help you raise our child. I'll help you with my sister's support too. Good? I'm not gonna make excuses saying I'm a man or anything like that. So please don't say you're divorcing me or selling the house.
Huh? With an attitude like that, I don't think we can fix things between us. I've already talked to the real estate agent about selling the house, and I'm going ahead with it. So you two, get your stuff and get out.
No way! You're already proceeding with the sale?
Well, I'll be going now. I don't even want to see your faces. I'm going to stay somewhere else for the night.
Please, Kathy, through the divorce with my brother. And please let me stay here in this house. It's all my fault, and I apologize with all my heart. So please, don't ask me to leave.
I'm genuinely wondering, why don't you go back to your parents' house? It's true that your parents' house has a lot of stuff, but it's not so much that you can't go back home. You stubbornly don't want to depend on your parents.
That's because I haven't told my parents about the divorce yet.
You haven't?
I mean, a divorce over their daughter's infidelity? I can't tell such things to those straight-laced parents of mine.
Oh, right. Your father is a school principal. Your mother is a serious person and a local celebrity. You never know what they'd do if they figured out their daughter got divorced by having a child with a fair partner.
They'd be more than just pissed. They would probably cut ties with me, and I'd never be able to go back to my hometown again. And they might even tell me to have an abortion or dump the kid.
I think that's a little too excessive. Then why don't you just marry the person you're having an affair with? You can't rely on me or your parents now. Then marry the person you're having an affair with and create an environment where you can rely on each other a little more.
Well, the thing is, the person I'm having an affair with is married too, and his wife found out, and he's paying a lot of money for alimony. He's supposed to acknowledge the child and pay child support, but in exchange, she made me write a written pledge to never go near her husband again.
It's all over, isn't it? I'm trying to think about what to do for your future, but it's so messed up that it makes me feel like an idiot for even thinking of a solution.
That's why I'm begging you. You're the only one I can rely on now, Kathy. I'm sure if I just give birth, my parents will have no choice but to forgive me. So until then, I have to get through the birth and childcare. But it's my first time to have a baby, and I'm anxious about it. Kathy, will you help me?
That's absolutely impossible. Even if you beg me, I won't help you. If you're my family, if you're my sister-in-law, I still would have had sympathy for you, but I'm a stranger to you now. Thanks to you, Samantha, filing our divorce papers all on your own. I'm neither Frank's wife nor your sister-in-law.
So I told you I'm sorry about that. I'll have them withdraw the divorce.
If that's the case, I've already confirmed it with the authorities. They say once it's accepted, it's very difficult to withdraw.
Really?
And actually, it's a crime for a third party to file without permission. But I'm a kind person, so I'll overlook it. You can thank your kind-hearted ex-sister-in-law for that. I'll be going now. I have to inform my parents and in-laws about the divorce. Oh, by the way, shall I also inform them about you too, Samantha? It's not like you can keep it a secret for long anyway.
Stop it, stop it, stop it! I'm going to tell my parents when the time is right.
You don't have to be shy just because I'm a stranger. I'll tell them everything then. Well, excuse me now. After that, when her parents heard everything from me, their faces turned pale. They immediately brought Samantha back and declared their intention to cut off ties with her. I'll give you $10,000 as a small gesture of mercy, but don't ever come back to my hometown again, they said. Samantha tried to persuade them, saying, "This baby is your grandchild. You'll regret cutting off our relationship." But they made a clear statement to her, saying, "A grandchild who is the result of such a foolish action isn't even cute." After that, she was kicked out of the town without hesitation. And my ex-husband, Frank, "If you're going to sell the house, I'll buy it. I'll do my best to pay the mortgage alone. I'll be waiting for you to come back," he said. He got down on his knees with all his might, begged the real estate agent, and bought the house. Of course, I have no intention of returning there. Soon after that, I asked my company to send me abroad for a new assignment starting next month. Without having any idea of such a situation, I hear that Frank is living a life where half of his salary disappears into paying the mortgage. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you found this video refreshing, please click the high rating button. Otherwise, please let us know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe to our channel. Your ratings and comments will help us in the future. We also have many other videos that will make you feel great. Please take a look at the videos on our channel. See you in the next video.